Welcome to Deep Dive. I'm your host, Kevin Benedict, and I want to thank everyone out there for joining us today. I'm so excited to have as my guest today, Luke Hagstrand. And Luke is the Vice President of Customer Experience and Personalization at Comcast Cable. Luke, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kevin. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So talk to me about what's behind you there. Where are you calling in from today?
So I'm in Philadelphia, and behind me you can see our Comcast corporate headquarters, so the Comcast Center, and our Comcast Technology Center, which is a new building that just launched this past year. And we've got some of our great product and technologists in that building, along with, at the top of it, a Four Seasons hotel that's going to be opening up this year. So,
so if I ever come to visit, I can just stay upstairs, right?
Yes, we'll put
Except
you up.
It probably won't fit into my expense budget, so oh well.
We'll get you a deal.
All right. So Luke, talk to us about yourself. So you're, Vice President of Customer Experience and Personalization. That's an interesting role, but tell us first about yourself personally, and then how do you end up in that role?
Yeah, so I'm an entrepreneurial guy. Always been into product and technology. Did software startups and found my way to Comcast about 8 years ago. Well, it'll be 8 years in May. And have been fortunate to work in an environment, Comcast is a leader in the U.S. in communications and media and technology. And we've really kind of leaned into creating a lot of our products and platforms and world-class experiences. So, I've bounced around a little bit inside the company. I've been in the product and technology space, and I joined the customer experience team in 2016, early 2016, and we had started this whole trajectory of focus on making customer experience our best products. And we took an interesting angle. We brought Charlie Heron, who was our chief product officer at the time in 2015, over to really spearhead this company transformation. And so I got involved in the pretty early days. And two of the big things that Charlie was focused on right from the beginning was, how do we transform our culture and really get our people catalyzed, which is really key to any kind of endeavor like this. And so we focused on implementing the Net Promoter System, and we had a whole set of initiatives to go off and really start to hear our customers, get their feedback, listen to them. We've got the whole company now doing customer callbacks, which is just tremendous. So, last year we did over a million customer callbacks where we're hearing our customers and we're advocating for them. And it's not just the front line; it's people like me and technology and our leadership all the way up to the CEO doing 2 callbacks a month. So it's really been phenomenal for our transformation.
That's brilliant strategy, because it, instead of taking everything from an academic perspective or just reading data, you're actually talking to the grandma on the phone that has an issue, right?
That's right. That's right. And then we've implemented with that a systemic approach to really act on that feedback. So we've got this system called Affiliations, where any great idea or systemic problem that we come across, we can kind of surface it up, and then we can kind of crowdsource feedback and put it into a work plan where we've got real SLAs around this stuff. So we're making the system smarter, and we're improving our products and our experience and our service. So it's really phenomenal.
So Luke, why now? Why is this such a focus with Comcast these days?
It's really, I think, just critical to stay relevant in the marketplace, right? So there's so many opportunities now. We've seen the video landscaping transform with competitors coming over the top and great experiences with Netflix and Amazon and others. And I think the bar has really shifted so that, consumers just expect those kinds of experiences, regardless of industry. And so, to be relevant, we have to compete on customer experience, and we're taking big steps in that direction.
So when you look at kind of your 5 big focus areas, where does customer experience fit into that list?
It's right at the top. It's number one. So we've made it our top business goal. And that's one of the things that I think it really has come with staying power, because we have prioritized that, and getting the senior leadership really behind all of these things, so that every time we're talking major decisions, we've got that customer in the room kind of thinking. And it's really part of, the way that we do business now, which is phenomenal.
So you mentioned Net Promoter Score as one of those measurements you guys use. Are there other kinds of measurements you guys are watching on a regular basis?
We look at a lot of different measurements, but customer or Net Promoter Score is really kind of our North Star. We look at the relationship side. We look at the transactional side. So every interaction that our agents in the contact center have, or our technicians that are helping customers, in their homes and out doing things in our network, to the retail store, right? So we can kind of see across all customer journeys and experiences and interactions with us, and then get the feedback how we're doing on those interaction basis.
That's brilliant. So you kind of mentioned with the different competitive landscape you guys face now, than it's a different landscape than it was 10 years ago. Digital transformation has impacted everyone. We're all talking about it. We have been for a long time. What does digital transformation look like inside Comcast?
Sure. Great question. So when we started this journey on customer experience, I talked a little bit about the Net Promoter System. The other thing that we kind of recognized right from the early days was customer viewpoint is so important. We didn't really have a customer viewpoint across all of our interactions with customers, all the channels where they do business, even in the products, right? What's working, what's not. And so to act on that, we actually created platforms, CX platforms and technology to bring together all the facets of the experience. So we capture data and interactions from all of these different products that we have, our video product, our digital home experience, our broadband experience. We're also capturing the interactions of when customers want to interact with us, whether that's through our website and online, or our mobile apps, or when they call into our IVRs and deal with our workforce through the contact center, or our technicians in home and our retail experience. So one of the things was we saw that we were so siloed and stovepiped as an organization, where the contact center didn't know what the field operations team was doing, and be able to kind of translate and connect the conversations together for the customer. And so the customers experienced higher effort because we were repeating troubleshooting steps and doing things where we were kind of starting over, right? And our big goal for CX is save customers time, save them money, and save them worry, right? We don't want customers worrying about their service, or having to bet on whether the Comcast technician is going to show up for their install appointment during the 2-hour window. We want them to just trust we're going to be there for them. And so a big innovation for us was achieving that customer viewpoint. And now we've got a platform, we've got visualization tools to be able to see the customer journey, and as it unfolds. We created a visualization UI that we call Customer Timeline, that taps into this big data environment where all these transactions are getting aggregated across the experience, and then we can see the phone call, and we can click to hear the conversation. We can do things like see when there's error messages in the video product, and then we can start to use all of that intelligence to get better about how we make improvements in the product, and how we get to a proactive point of engagement with our customers, so that they're not calling us, we're reaching out to them, and increasingly doing that in the means and channels and modes that are most comfortable for them to interact. So a lot of that is messaging based on their mobile phone, either through SMS or push notifications. And it's a really fascinating world how this is all kind of coming to fruition.
Oh, that's brilliant. I've had the opportunity to sit for an afternoon in a call center and kind of analyze the processes. And boy, there's a lot of there's a lot of challenges. It's a difficult role. It's a difficult job. And anytime you can improve that so the experience is better, I think is in everybody's best interest. Absolutely. So you guys don't operate in a vacuum, though, do you? Your customers are changing as well.
They are.
How have you seen your customers' expectations and even their online behaviors change over the past few years?
Well, there's a big shift to digital, right? Customers want to do more things digital. We've been able to really capitalize on the digital transformation. We have 75% of transactions that are happening digitally now, which is really great. We've been able to reap, obviously operational benefits from those things, but we're improving the experience as we do it. We also see a big shift to messaging. So I talked a little bit about that, but just by meeting customers in their channel of choice, we've been fortunate enough to have, great customer care organization and be able to really lean in to do more in the digital and social space. And so we've got a big group of social care agents that care for customers across Facebook and Facebook Messenger and Twitter and all these social channels where customers are getting great responses. We see NPS in those channels very high, and the ease that they can interact on their terms in a asynchronous way really makes all the difference, right? So somebody may have trouble with their service, but they have to go pick up their kids and they want to start a conversation, but they're not ready to finish it or engage on the next step until 2 hours later. We can accommodate that very easily with social and messaging based interactions where it's really on the customer's terms. And so we're bringing all that stuff to life through our workforce with great people that can do written as well as voice. And then we've got the technology and the platforms behind it to be able to support those new interaction modes, regardless of where a customer goes, whether they're behind their TV and dealing with their voice remote and on the apps or talking to us in a store or over the phone. All those different modes of communication we can now handle.
Luke, we live in a crazy world. I was just thinking the amount of digital transformation that you have to do just internally to remain relevant and competitive. Then you have all these rapidly changing expectations and consumer behaviors are changing so rapidly. And the technology underpinning all of it is changing, the 5G and everything else coming out. Our viewing habits of video, all of this stuff is just this swirling massive change. And it's both exciting and daunting, the task of trying to stay on top of that. Wow. Let's jump into the second half of your job title there. So, Vice President of Customer Experience and Personalization. What does that mean to us, Luke?
So personalization is really about delivering a better customer experience. And personalization, we've always, worked on, we've got to scale our products and we've got to get, great experiences out to millions of customers, right? We've got 30 million customers at Comcast. And one of the things, and we've become very good at scaling those experiences and deploying new products. Where we've traditionally had challenges, and we still do, is really scaling to the individual customer. So understanding, Kevin's problem specifically, and not just, customers like Kevin.
Yes.
And that's where personalization comes in, right? If we really want to deliver the best customer experience, we have to know Kevin, and we have to understand your unique, specific concerns and patterns so that we can deliver the best experience for you, whether that's proactive, repair and resolution so that Kevin doesn't have to struggle with his video experience or his broadband experience and his Wi-Fi experience. We just know that Kevin's having trouble and we need to engage with Kevin for a better customer experience. And then hopefully that drives, a feeling that Comcast and Xfinity are there for you proactively. We're going to solve your problem. We're going to get you back on your way, and achieve our mission of reducing your time that you spend dealing with the service, and any worry that you have that the service isn't going to work, because broadband's the lifeblood of all of us today in this digital age, and we need to have solid, great products that are there for you. And so personalization we really see is, how do we optimize the experience across everything, whether that's on your product usage or your service interactions, or just understanding you on the sales and marketing side, so that we can provide the best potential offers and packages and pricing and everything that's going to engage you and bring you in the door.
So Luke, what kinds of platforms and technologies do you guys stack up to be able to deliver this kind of personalized customer experience?
Well, there's a lot of them, right? And we live in a world where we've had big investments in our IT landscape, and lots of things that aren't going to change overnight. So one of the major innovations that we had to do was to really create a CX platform and a customer data platform that brings together and aggregates all of the experience. We had to kind of span across all of the solutions that we have for all of the different functional areas, and be able to kind of transcend those departments and those silos on the data front.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started this journey really back in 2012, 2013, and at the time scanned the marketplace. Big data was really just starting to get big.
Right.
The unified communication technologies were starting to change and morph, and CRM was all starting to bleed together. And so we went to work on, what can we find in industry, what can we build ourselves, and we've got a lot of expertise within our organization. And we built a customer engagement platform that is really foundation based on data. How do we harvest data from everything, all the experience points that we need it? And then how do we turn data into intelligence so that we can start to personalize these experiences and ever more so in real time? And that's where, I think the big challenges have been historically, especially for a company like ours that operates at scale of 30 million customers and a 24/7 network that spans across the continental United States.
Yeah.
We've got some real big data challenges. We need to harness data. We need to do it in real time, and then we need to use that data and that context in real time scenarios to personalize the experience. So we've got a lot of technology that we built in-house, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Customer timeline being a big technology and platform that we build upon. And then we've got great technologies, like we built a voice remote with natural language processing to help us deliver a better user experience for our entertainment system, so that you can navigate the guide using voice like you would with Siri or Alexa. And so we're bringing that same technology to bear in customer experience with natural language processing and machine learning and automating algorithms on a data platform, in real time. So it's a really exciting space to be in. We're pushing the envelope in terms of the new technologies that we get to experiment with, and that keeps it really fun and also makes it, a challenge.
And that's why you have to have that big building behind you there for the technology side of the business, huh?
That's right. I need all those smart people, behind us that are innovating and creative to show up in a meaningful way, so we can deliver the best customer experience.
Oh, wow. Thank you for giving us that insight. So let's wrap it up with the final question here. How do you, if you put on your futurist hat now, how would you anticipate customer experience evolving over the next 5 years?
Well, I think the expectations are going to continue to grow, right? We've got great experiences from so many different companies around the world now, that the bar is raised, and it's heavily dependent on mobile. So we need to be showing up for our customers in a mobile way. I think a big area for us is really grappling with the evolving landscape around customer privacy and
Yeah.
cybersecurity. So I'm really excited and interested on how we progress on those fronts so that we can deliver, secure, personalized experiences, and people want to engage in those because they really understand and trust that we're companies that are caring for them, that are being transparent, and have their best interests in mind as we do create these very intimate and ubiquitous experiences that transcend all facets of their life, right? And in Comcast and Xfinity, we're caring for the communication and entertainment and digital home security and automation needs of millions of customers. And so we have a super big responsibility to tend for all of those things in a meaningful stewardship way. And so I think advances in data security, cybersecurity, and how all that kind of productizes consumers' privacy in a good way is going to be really impactful the next 5 to 10 years.
Luke, thank you for joining us this morning and just kind of pulling back the curtains and letting us see, what it takes to run an organization that supports 30 million customers. That's incredible. In an area that people find so incredibly important, the broadband, all of us are accessing our entertainment systems through your environments every day. So all of that is so significant. You guys have to make sure to do a good job around customer experience. So thank you for doing that. And I look forward to additional discussions with you, Luke, so we can see how this progresses in the future.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.